Okay, guys, so I got the hat sitting on this. Ooh, we started burning that up. I didn't realize it to get that hot. Oh, wait. Gotta watch what I have sitting by this iron. But anyway, I have the hat sitting on the block. And now what I'm just going to start to do is press out the sides. I still got to find the rest of my stuff. And we'll get this stuff done like after Thanksgiving. But when you make a hat, it's going to be, you're going to have to wind up cutting it because a lot of times the hat is not the correct size. So, but the reason why I like to custom make my own hats is we get a high crown. We get a high crown. So, like I like a 3-4 inch crown. So remember I was telling y'all with the break. So with the break, the hat needs to come all the way down. So remember when I was talking to you guys and I was letting y'all know that the hat wasn't all the way down to the end of the block. So now I'm using the iron to get that break in here, to get it down all the way. And then when you get a blank hat, they do be uneven. So just know that. So I like my hats to be about 3 to 4 inches tall and about 3 inches wide. So that'd be considered like a wide brim hat. Like my hats that had a wide brim. Y'all believe it or not, like, I don't know, like every time I get on camera, I really literally get nervous. I don't know why, but I do. I'm not really, seem like, to me, I feel like when you're on camera, live, you can make a lot more mistakes. So it's like doing live videos. When you're live, I really don't never really ever do those because anything can happen while the video is live. And I sometimes make like goofy mistakes. So I don't really like to go live a lot of the times. So remember I said that the hat will be uneven. So you will have to cut this. And with the brim cutter and stuff. So I'm just messing around with this a little bit. We're not going to finish this till after Thanksgiving. So I just decided to just press it out a little bit. Press it. But yeah, hat making. But that's how you get. So when you see people and they have these custom hats, and you like, what's the benefits of having a custom hat? Like, they brims be taller. They have different stuff done to it. You know, you can do a lot more with the crown when you have a higher So what I'm doing now is pushing against the brim to put a break in the hat, because the hat was not pulled all the way down because I didn't use the puller down. So that's what I'm doing. I'm pressing the iron into the hat to give me that break. And this block is the block that you put it on to get the 3-4 inch crown and the wide base, but this is not the block that it goes on that does the shaping. It goes on to another block. So if this is your first time watching me, I do have other hats that I have created and they're finished. So you just have to, and I know a lot of people watch from their phone versus their computers. If you're not able to see it on the computer, you might have to log in. I mean, from your phone, you might have to log in from the computer. So I have a whole lot of hats that I have created. So you just have to go and look if you're interested, like the hat process thing. So yeah, that's all I'm doing is putting a break in the hat, pressing this brim down. And like I said, with this, we're not going to finish this until after Thanksgiving, okay? This one ain't going to be finished until after Thanksgiving. So I'm heating up the edge, putting a nice break in the hat. Okay. So you see this right here? This is a hat break. So when the hat is hot, you go around. Put it in there. So hat making is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And what I do also to stiffen my hats, I use shellac. So my hats, after I make my hats, I literally stiffen them so that they're not going to be like a floppy hat. I want my hat to stay in this shape. So when you do that, you use a hat stiffener like shellac or whatever kind of stiffener you want. But yeah, I like my hats to stay in that shape. So we just did a little something, just pressing out the bottom end. Because when we first doing a hat, we focus on the crown. We focus on this part, like getting this part. But this hat is not complete. It is not finished. It got to be sanded. It's got to be buffed. There's got to be a sweatband's got to be sewed in. You know, the shape of what I want. So it's a lot more work that needs to be done. So I just had a little free time and I do this. So I don't know, I be having ADHD. I be liking to do, I don't know, I be doing a lot of stuff. So gotta remember to unplug the iron too. And then this is my hat steamer. So that's a hat steamer. So now that I got this pressed, and if y'all see, y'all can see a break in the hat now. And the hat is still uneven, because it got to be cut, okay? So, but this is that, and then now the rope go back on there. And now we have the break, because y'all remember yesterday I couldn't even get it to go all the way down. And it is still uneven, okay? And you always want to remember your front from your back. And like I can see the rope in there. So now we're going to put that break back in the hat. Because that's what give you a hat when you have these hats. I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about in 1 second. A nice break. Ooh, with that iron just being on, it is hot now. Because that's That iron let off a lot of steam. Ooh, it's hot. I get hot really quick, y'all. So that's why, like, y'all be wondering why I'm always, you know, I'm home all the time. And you know, any job or stuff I do from home and don't have to be out in the public. But I'm hot-blooded. So to have on clothes, I think that my mom got us that way. And when we was kids, like, she always made us, the minute we get in the house, to get out of our clothes. So I think that just become a habit. Like, I have to be in something comfortable. Like, if I had on clothes, I don't know, I feel like I'm tight. Like, I don't know, it's real odd. So that's why when y'all always see me, I'm always in something like this or some shorts or, you know, so it's not like, you know, like, and that's the type of stuff I wear. But, you know, a lot of times people get all offended, like, oh, she wants somebody to see her. Like, I'm always at home. I'm working from home, having on clothes. When I'm in the house, I just almost like I can't breathe. If anybody old school, when you used to get home from school, your mama would automatically make you get out of your school clothes and put on relaxing, comfortable clothes. So I'm so used to doing that, I do that all the time. And like, even if I'm working or on camera or cooking, I don't cook in those clothes. I don't work in those clothes. You know what I mean? So I always need on something. You know, these is like those workout suits and stuff like that. So I always have on something like that. Or so I'm not like, you know, because, you know, you get people, they always going to prejudge you, like, oh, you want somebody to see you, or you clickbaiting or whatever. I have to be comfortable. So that's why I'm always in something that I can breathe in. I couldn't dare have on jeans. If y'all been watching my channel for years, people that see me do the wigs, I always will have on that robe or something, because I get extremely hot. And even when I was younger, so I'm not like menopausing and going through hot flash. I've always been even I keep my fan on because I got all year round allergies through the winter, through the summer, through whatever, even with the air on, the heat on, because I don't like the hot air, and I cover up the vents in the room so that a lot of that hot air don't come in there, so that the air can circulate. But yeah, so I'm not like whatever y'all call it, but you know, this is how I work, and I have to be comfortable. So for the people that you don't ever have on no clothes, you know, this is how I feel comfortable. So if you don't like my channel for that reason, then just don't watch it. But this is just how I feel and how I'm comfortable. And as long as I'm following YouTube guidelines, then I don't care what y'all think. But this is a hat that I made, and yes, it has the skull in there and a double face or whatever, but the band that goes around, the sweatband, and it has shellac on there. So all of my hats, when I make my hats, you know, I always make them where I like the crown, even like that hat too. I like a tall crown. So that's how you guys will see me, like when I custom make my hats. So I make my hats, and if you can see the face in there. So if you interested in this hat, all these hats that I make be on my page. But yeah, so now we just gonna let this sit and mold, and then after Thanksgiving we'll come back, because after this step I gotta buff the hat and get the smoothness back, because you know it's felt, so now it's kind of rough, it's not smooth, so you gotta buff all that stuff out and different things like that. So that's what's going on. But yeah, what we did, just put the break, so now if y'all can see, it is flat. And it has to be, the next step will be, I will have to buff it. I will have to buff it and burn it and get it to the smoothness. And then from there, I would decide what shape do I want the hat to be. And then I will machine stitch the sweatband inside, excuse me, before I start doing any of the other stuff or stiffen it. Because once I need it to be flexible to go on a sewing machine with no seal or nothing on it. So once I buff it and burn it, the next thing I do is put the sweatband in, because I machine sew that. And then from there, I'm like, okay, do I want this style? Do I want that? Then I go and put it on that style after it's buff, after it's cut, and put the sweatband in. Then I will stiffen it, harden it. And then, you know, a lot of times these hats, you could take spray paint and spray them, acrylic paint, and you can paint them and switch the color up and make it different. Let me show y'all. But I don't want this video to be real long, so it's not a video. All that, if y'all interested, go back and look. So as you can see, like this hat, it has a heart in it, but you see the hat have the blue in it. So like if I decided that I wanted to do some paint or whatever, you know, all that will take account. But as you Y'all see that my hats are not flimsy and they kind of stay flush. I like my hats to be like a pancake. So that's when you make your custom hats, you can make them kind of do that. So that's what I like doing. So I just had a little free time, and I got ADHD. I go from one episode to another. So yes, in real time, early this morning I cooked them greens, and now I'm doing this. So yeah, but this won't go back downstairs and interfere with none of the kitchen stuff. Once I done got to that point and cleaned up before I got up and do the greens, this head is up here. It's gonna stay up here, and you know, after I'm done with Thanksgiving and stuff like that, then I'll start the buff process, the burn process, and stuff like that. All right, guys, you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for watching. But yeah, that's just a little behind the scenes. These is my comfortable clothes. So for the people that say, oh, you never have on clothes, these is my clothes, you know. And like I say, with this suit, because it's thin, I put another pair of shorts on top of it. But you know, people gonna have something to say about you regardless. But all right, guys, but this is the hat in the process of hat making. Toodles.